Another week and another pod. This week at Front to Back, we're late yet again. But here we are. We have an agenda of things to talk about, which includes Destiny 2, GTA 6, Ubisoft, AI, Steam hardware, Arc Raiders, and the Destiny 2 Red War lawsuit. Take it away, team. What we talking about first?
Oh my gosh, back? The agenda.
D2's back or what? Like what are we saying?
I think we start with D2. Yeah, I mean, thoughts on the roadmap. Well, it's not a roadmap. It's just a content calendar. But thoughts on them releasing a content calendar now.
Roadmap, same difference.
Roadmap later. Yeah, I think people got confused about it, though, early on. Like, this is our roadmap. This is all we're getting. All it does is outline Renegades, because they've been throwing around the word roadmap for a couple months. And this is not that. The roadmap comes later. The multi-year roadmap. So I feel like it's important to distinguish between the two, but I don't know. Give your thoughts.
So they did the roadmap, and then they dropped an article on us on stuff they're changing, like some, right? Is that, if I'm not mistaken, that's how it went. And those changes, pretty good. Like 300 vault space is quite substantial. I was expecting 100 vault space and wait till we actually have a permanent solution, but 300 vault space now is good. And the exotic customization stuff is, that blew me away. I was like, wow, this is something I really wanted. Yeah. For a long time.
That one's like really kind of out of left field. Like I couldn't believe when I saw it. I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I guess it's good, but
it is good.
I guess
the only negative was going to be is if it was not going to, if you could hide your exotic inside of PvP. That was my biggest concern. So like, you know, you get ready to punch someone in PvP, but they're rocking ACD. You obviously don't want to punch them. But if it looks like, you know, some other exotic, then you wouldn't have that visual there to warn you. But somehow they've separated the two. They're keeping their, and that to me is mind blowing that they are even able to do that. So I think it's an all around win. What this really means is like you could save a lot of money. You can buy a set that just looks good to you in the Eververse store or an ornament, and you're like, this is sexy. And then you could just use it for everything. Will it make your build? So there was someone complaining in the chat. It's like, my builds are going to look confusing now because they're all going to look the same. That's a choice thing. You don't have to do this. But I think the real point is, it's like nothing kills a build more in its drip than looking at an ugly exotic. And I think the ugliest is Kepri's Horn. I think that is by far, you know, there's just no way to make that one look attractive. So what are we going to do? We're going to put another ornament on top of it that's way better looking.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that. I know there's some Titan chest pieces as well that are really hard to get matching with some armor pieces. So yeah, that's good. I'm really hoping, because now that we're starting to just peel back these layers of, all right, well, now you can cross the ornaments over from different exotics. Let us put shaders on exotic weapons. Like that's the final step for me.
I do think, I don't know if putting shaders on exotic weapons makes them money. And this universal ornament thing, as much as I like it, and it's for drip or whatever, it's nice that the community received it that way, but I do think it's to help their profit. And I'm fine with that. But now if they make an ornament, they're not putting resources into making an ornament for only that percentage of the population that uses that exotic to buy. Anyone will buy an ornament if it looks good. And so now they're making an ornament for everyone that wears exotic arms or everyone that wears exotic chest pieces. And that's a broader audience. So you're going to get more sales for each ornament that you make. You know, Mechanier's Trick Sleeve could have an ornament, but what percentage of the population equips that? And then out of that, like which smaller piece of that population wants to buy the ornament? So this will just help them with ornament sales a lot, probably.
I would say the previous way they did things made them more money because no one wanted to rock the base version of these exotics. So I don't know. To me, I feel like they're gonna. This is a community win as far as shading exotic weapons go. I just don't want to I feel like exotics are they're supposed to be so unique in every aspect, even down to its look and its drip. The only thing that should change is based on like ornaments and whatnot. You know, I don't know if I want to necessarily shade them, but that's just my opinion.
I think it's a win. Simple as that.
Big win on that front. Other things that was talked about, but let's circle back to Vault. They're giving us a lot more space, which I was surprised to. I was expecting just like another 100, but they had mentioned pre-Edge of Fate that they were doing some sort of Vault upgrade. And based on what you guys saw, how do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like this is a substantial upgrade with the sorting?
I think people will still use dim if they have the option, personally, because of a search bar. If this upgrade had a search bar function where you can just type in ergo sum and find your ergo sums, maybe that would be okay. I'm not going to use dim to find my weapons anymore, but you can search on dim and use tags for perks and just drag them between characters. So I still think dim is superior in that sense. And correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't been around as long as y'all, but they've like sort of over time hinted at a vault revamp, and it's just more space. Like they usually just throw 100 spaces out. I'm glad it's 300 this time, but like we'll fill those 1,000 spaces up, and then Cross will be talking about unlimited vault space again, and they'll have to expand it again. And so I hope that they did say very clearly in the article that launched or that released this week, this isn't the end of the vault reorg, but I hope it's not.
I think what we're looking at is a huge win for console players. For anyone who's not using dim consistently or has like it pulled up on your second monitor, right? That's obviously a big win. I actually think since they've introduced Vault from Orbit, that I tend to use just my vault more often in general.
Even over dim.
Yeah, yeah, I could go to dim that's on the right, but like when I can just open it up and I know generally where it is, like the weapon I'm looking for, like I'm just gonna grab it.
And now you'll be able to sort, like again, like it would be nice to be able to type in, but I think of someone like on a controller and they're like having to type in like letters. This, with the click of a button, you'll be able to hit weapons, weapon type, swords. And it just pulls up all the swords right there for you. You know what I mean? And so like I like that they got the little icons at the bottom for the pages. So you'll be able to sift through things really fast. Granted, would I love unlimited vault? Sure. But this was definitely a lot more than I expected.
So it's a win. It's definitely a win. I just didn't know if y'all thought that it was enough of a change on PC. I will agree, totally a win for console users. I think this is a great quality of life change for them. I didn't know if it was enough on PC for people to even like utilize the changes that they're launching.
I agree with you that there should be a search bar function because I trust me, I'd same boat where I just click in the search bar and I'm like, I need ergo sum, and there it is. But I do think that when you're talking about like priority of, all right, what features do we want to get out first if they're still working on it? Search bar second. Let's get the general organization better. Like heck, even D1's vault I would say had better organization than Destiny 2's vault, and it was just separated by like weapons, armor, and like items. But in Destiny 2 you've got this just it's all in one place, which is really annoying. So I'd say this is overall like first steps. Get a system out there that makes sorting better for everyone, and then if the search bar is going to be very helpful for PC players specifically, and they'll use that a lot, that can be the next update that they bring in. And that, I don't know, is a search bar really that hard to add? Like,
well, I don't know. I will say one thing I really do like about Warframe is their search bar for their settings. Like instead of you having to like tag down, and I don't know many companies that do that. Most companies don't, but just the ability to be like, I don't want motion blur on. You type in motion blur in the search bar, it immediately pulls up that setting. You don't have to go, where's motion blur? Where's all these different settings? You know what I mean? And you can literally just type it in. I don't know how difficult something like that would be to add. And then like in regards to not just settings, but to your vault and searching it, I would say Bungie's roadmap as far as making Destiny an overall better experience is everything that these third-party apps have been doing for years, implementing those in game. Because I mean, that's you want the players to be able to do everything they can inside of the game itself without having to have extra barriers. Will I still use dim? Probably, just for like dupes. You know what I mean? It's so nice to be able to pull up dupes, and I know they have their own dupe thing, but we don't use dim for it. What's the website that shows the dupes for armor pieces? Les, what's that website?
Tier 5. Or
you can use Blue Ingram or Tier 5 Report, or there's a couple.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, because that breaks it down like by the stat, and you know you're able to see exactly what is dupes, which is a big issue. I would say this: if Bungie keeps us at 1,000 vault space, but figures out a way for us to work around these new armor sets, I think we'll be fine. We're in a situation right now where I'm having to keep too many pieces of armor for too many potential builds, and
I'm not even keeping armor. I've stopped keeping armor. I've got because I don't think the gear set bonuses are that potent. I don't think they're that potent right now.
They're potent, man.
I don't think
smoke is so good.
I'm kind of with Les on this one.
No,
okay.
I've been kind of mediocre about the armor set perks for a while.
It isn't necessarily like no. Smoke is like
it's for the min-max people. That's I will say that for people that are min-maxing and want to be the perfect build, gear sets are good. But for the average player base, Cross will be mixed maxing, so that's why he's saying that. But for me, I'm just like 200 grenade stat, 100 super, rocket grenade build. I'm okay with it. If I get a gear set bonus that matches those stats, I'm okay with it. But
I think
do
some of them are
see, like,
really
the min-maxing
good.
stuff. It's good. Yeah.
There are
for
people
sure.
saying that like 1 or 2 are really good. That's not the point. The point is that like across the broad spectrum, most of the armor set bonuses aren't really like that. Something to write home about. I wish the 4-piece sets were better,
well,
like just across the board.
Four-piece, I wish some of them would be better, but I think that the Crucible set isn't that good. But Bushido's really good.
Bushido's so minimal though. It's very minimal.
Smoke is really good. What's the trial set? The trial set there, we're picking up an ammo brick. A 2-fold crown, that's really good. The problem is that we just don't have content challenging us enough that requires us to have these type of armor sets.
You don't have to min-max for the most part.
But come to the day 1 dungeon, we need to have the smoke jumper set, 1000%. It's that good.
What does that do?
It gives you damage resist when you pick up an overpower.
Oh, that would, yeah. That was a new one too.
It's fucking, and
yeah,
again, when I first read it, I was like, that ain't gonna be. No, it's good. And so I would say, in day 1 content for sure. I would say, especially next year when we get into the next raid, we're gonna need it.
Were you using an armor set for Epic contest?
I wasn't, because illegal armor is still allowed to be used, and so, or quote unquote illegal armor. Until Bungie does something about our illegal armor sets with high intellect, high weapon. And I think at this point, they just need to fucking just give it to us. Just give us whatever that stat split's going to be. You know what I mean? I know most people will always choose that over everything else. That way people will just get off of it.
Our grenade builds are really strong though. So I think you'll have a mix of some build like that,
So like, but you know how it is when it comes to like day 1 content. Everyone's just trying to mitigate the risk of... it's all about just like, let me not hurt my team. So what's guaranteed to be good? My weapon damage, my super damage. You know what I mean? It's like, I love a number of melee builds, but it's like, what if it's a boss that I can't melee? And then I'm like, now I'm a detriment to my team, And so I just think Bungie should just give us the stat split, and that way we just move on completely.
I kind of wish crafting was a thing for gear sets.
I think it needs to
be.
I
think we talked about this already,
what would that
but
look like,
I think
Phil?
like you build up an
arsenal.
You would get the gear sets and you would have your armor set, and then you can plug and play what gear sets you want to put on the armor. But it would cost a certain thing, like ascendant alloys would be a perfect resource for that right now. We don't really craft weapons anymore. What are ascendant alloys really used for? Put ascendant alloys and craft and use that as a material to put gear set bonuses on the gear that you're using.
To me, I feel like there are 2 paths forward when it comes to loot inside of Destiny, because that is the biggest issue, in my opinion, right now, is tier 5s are being handed out, whereas back in the day, you had to do things like trials to get adepts or Grandmaster Nightfalls to get adepts, and they were much more challenging. When we're talking about a time frame in which it would take us 8 hours to do 1 corrupted Nightfall for the first time, you know what I'm coming from? We are nowhere near on that level. We're nowhere near that. And that was for an adept that only had 1 trait in columns 3 and 1 trait in columns 4. And it wasn't even enhanced. So in my opinion, there's 2 solutions Bungie can do going forward. Either a rollback to where you have to do aspirational contents at that level to get the best loots. But I don't think they're going to do that because they've already let the candy out. Everybody's got tier 5s. Or you actually incorporate weapon crafting in this, where you get a tier 5 drop of some sort. You can sacrifice that tier 5 drop for a single enhanced trait, and then that unlocks that trait on the craftable roll. Some people say it's just weapon crafting, but it's just another way to complete your weapon. So if I'm grinding for Giver's Blessing, and I'm like, I really want Shoot to Loot and Kinetic Tremors, and I get that exact roll, I can keep it. I just use that weapon roll. Or if I'm looking to build out my arsenal completely, I can sacrifice that Giver's Blessing, and I can sacrifice it for one of those traits and drag that over into the craftable version. And I think so that will give you longevity in the grind. I still don't know if that's going to fix it.
3 perks per column?
That's the other thing. I think the better solution in that situation, and Destiny community's going to fucking hate this, you knock it to 1 trait per column.
Yes!
You knock it
Cross, we fucking agree on something. Thank God.
I've said we get the God roll way too fast.
Yep.
We get the God roll. My first drop of the SMG for Haunted or Festival of the Lost was the God roll, because Tier 5, I got my PvP and PvE roll in one gun. It was easy. You know, that's just anecdotal, but we get so many perks on a weapon.
And there's not enough perks on the weapon. That makes sense. Like to earn.
But
like
the community would hate that though.
Yeah, they would hate.
If
And
you
that's
remember
it's not worth it then.
Gambit, Crucible, and Vanguard weapons, how many perks were per column? Do you guys remember how many there were? There were like 12 to 13 weapon perks per column. I feel like they kind of got to go. If they want to keep the system they have right now and give us 3 perks per column, put everything in that shit. So, put every single perk in the 3rd and the 4th column.
Oh, you're talking about just go great. Well, the problem is they, for balance reasons, they have to like have a curated set. So I do agree. I think the Destiny community at this point is not going to be accepting of either of those solutions that I just gave. So that brings me the third and final solution.
Destiny Classic, baby.
Destiny Classic, baby.
Destiny
Classic.
Look, I was really hoping for something just off the wall.
I was hoping for a different idea.
You let the casual audience, they can stay with Destiny 2, they can get their tier 5s. It's just like RuneScape 3. Everybody in RuneScape 3 walking around with their fucking 99 capes. They're like, look at me. And you're like, well, you've got that 99. And that guy's got that 99. We all got the same shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all good at the game? No, you're not. This is just the casual nature that RuneScape ended up in. And then there's old school RuneScape, which was the real man's game. And that's what Classic would be. I do
like that Bungie's acknowledged that the loot is not desirable anymore. I do like that they talked about that in the article, because that's a big point in my eyes. Like, they have to realize that this is it's too easy. And they do now. Yeah. And they've told us that we know this isn't good, but we're working on it. And it's like,
how do you reverse it?
Promising.
How do you reverse it? The only other way.
Sunsetting. No, I'm being dead ass. Come after a year, Edge of Fate ends, those tier 5 weapons you have, you can't fucking use them anymore.
Dude, no, I just don't see.
You can't use them.
You're talking about nuking the player base. Nuking it.
Do it.
You know what would fix the game is if we got rid of everyone's loot. That'd be great.
Literally, Les is like,
you know what, that loot you D3, baby. D3, let's do it.
Everybody thinks I'm fucking crazy for bringing up Classic. I'm trying to leave people their shit.
No. I'm just joking about that, by the way. Don't sunset shit. But if we really want to go to a place where aspirational loot's a thing now, it's kind of hard to go back. People are just gonna be like, I have tier 5 stuff that's good enough for all the content I'm ever gonna need. Why do I need this new weapon? That's gonna be the problem. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how they're gonna fix that.
I think at the end of the day, Destiny players love grinding new weapons. We already are really powerful, and every time new weapons come out, we're like, oh, I can't wait to try that one, get the god roll on that one, because it's a looter shooter. We like loot. So when they release new weapons, people go get them. I agree with you. We have a lot of weapons. We're power crafts. You know, sometimes at some point you don't need another Wayframe GL. You don't need another bow. But like, if they keep releasing weapons, I think we'll keep grinding for them. As long as they're
depends how good they are.
Well, I would say that's where like rethinking weapons, like not just the rocket assisted pulse, but these new weapon types that they've been showing off for that are Star Wars inspired. You know what I mean?
Like the heat weapons?
Yeah.
I do think that's one of the
example of rethinking our weapons.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the strongest pieces of stuff that, like, just thinking about the expansion, like what we've seen the past week. I think having this new heat system for these weapons makes them all, like, it sets them apart in a way that actually makes me interested in how they're going to play. And like, all right, like these could be fun to use or good to use or better in certain situations, however that heat meter works. But I'm actually excited for the Renegades loot just for that mechanic alone.
But hopefully they figure something out. A lot of the changes they've talked about so far have been promising.
Yeah.
At least, man, you know me, I criticize the shit out of Bungie, but what I read the past week, it's promising. And I'm looking forward to how it plays out in the game. And I'm hoping the content's good. But
I think heat weapons are a good indication that they are already rethinking what it means to release new weapons. And like, they couldn't have just, if they released that set of weapons, but they weren't heat weapons, they're the same thing we've been getting, I think we'd be less interested. So if they continue to be innovative, give us weapons that we haven't seen before, I think they'll be fine.
The issue is getting tier 5s day one right out the gates with no... And I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but at one time, Bungie had a system, the seasonal grid system. And you had to unlock different nodes on the seasonal grid to get you to that point where you had access to the best weapons. But nobody liked the seasonal content because whatever fucking reason why.
Well, they time gated us as well. You can only unlock like 2 nodes a week. I think that also played a big part into it. Like if you can unlock every node just by grinding your ass off the first week, I don't think the grid system would be that big of a problem. It's just they time gated us on how many we can unlock.
Yeah. I think there's just two different communities right now. There's the casual community, there's the people that want hardcore shit. And I don't know if they can both live in a Destiny 2 world together. Maybe they can. You know, we brought up the idea this past week, like what if there was like a future raid that wasn't like the main raid, wasn't the main raid dropping with the annual expansion or the big expansion, but just like a mid-season event where it drops and you've got 2 weeks to prep for it, and you drop into this huge zone, whatever that zone may be, and everything you earn in that 2-week time frame in that zone is the only thing you can bring into that raid. And that's something that's like really appealing to me. But again, does the Destiny community...
You wouldn't sleep.
I wouldn't fucking sleep. None of us would sleep.
That also sounds fun to me. I just don't know if like I'm the baseline. Like I wouldn't sleep going to get those weapons and that loot to bring in.
Somebody would find an exploit or a farm.
That's what I was gonna say. Like
everybody would be doing all. I mean, but think about it. Everyone every day would be like, "Fuck, we got to get it." And then, you know what I mean? And you don't really even know what the entire loot pool is. You know, but it could be something equivalent of, you know, someone got a Gallahorn to drop. Oh shit, you know, their team. And so the question is, because for years now, the competitive experience inside of raids and how it's decided is the execution with pretty much everyone having the same arsenal. We all have the same arsenal, right? And even if Bungie, if there are outliers, Bungie would normally ban those things, the whatever the outliers may be. But what I'm offering, and really Cammy was the first one to offer this, is what if a raid is truly decided by what you got in that drop time frame? There's something appealing about it. Be like that day one raid team, they cleared, not because they were better, but simply because they got some drop that no one else got. I
think some people would be really.
I was gonna say it would make Bungie's job easier as well. They don't have to make super complex mechanics at that point.
Oh yeah.
Either because you wouldn't have the best stuff. So because Bungie goes into every raid design, I'm pretty sure saying, these guys are strong as
strong as fuck. Everybody's loaded out. You know what I mean? That's why OG Vaulted Glass was the way it was. You know, they had to anticipate many people were going to just be walking in there.
It would be like an extraction shooter. Imagine like you go in there, you have to find certain abilities and stuff, and then you find the weapons.
Yeah, I'm talking completely stripped. I'm talking completely stripped. You don't have anything. You drop down and you are like
jump as well.
Straight out the
Wouldn't
womb.
that just be luck?
Yes. Yes.
You're losing me though, because like y'all talk about whether it should be time based or skill based, like these tier 5 drops all the time. We're going luck. We want to find things just, you got lucky.
Everybody likes to gamble, baby. Everybody likes. By the way, this isn't the main focus of an annual expansion. This is just like a trial thing. You know what I mean? And you know, make it. I don't know. You could less on the topic of extraction. You could make it dangerous. You know what I mean? If you don't.
Oh my God! You know what
PvP?
As well?
No, not PvP. But like,
okay.
If you don't, maybe you get that Gallahorn out there, right? But you do have to extract to get it to then use it in the raid. You know what I mean?
I don't think this community would love this at all.
I think it's interesting.
I just think we're trying to change up the day one experience when the day one experience is solid.
Hold on, what I say? Yeah. This is like a mid-season event. I'm not saying
this is like a separate thing.
We'll still have our normal raid and whatever else. But this is like, hey, you, Joe, you ever play this game? Joe's like, no. All right, well, Joe, you don't have shit. You don't have Gallahorn. You don't have Leviathan's Breath. You don't have any of this arsenal. But guess what, Joe? You have an opportunity right now to become great. If the gods bless you,
become legend, baby.
You come jump into this damn zone, and whatever you earn over the next 2 weeks might enable you to win this raid.
I think you have extraction shooters on the brain. Sounds a little bit like something I've been playing recently.
It would give everyone an even fucking playing field, though.
It would give everyone an even.
It would give anybody. If Bungie wants to go to the broad audience of non-Destiny players, you could just tell them, hey,
this is
you
not
never
the
played
main,
this game, just go in there.
And this is not the main focus. This is just like a
side thing, yeah.
A side thing. Just fuck around. And I would say now is the time to A/B test things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to try it. I think they should try anything, but they did try a few things with Edge of Fate and none of them went over well.
We loved it.
Yeah.
I think
And here's the
everyone
thing, though.
loved the testing phase.
Here's the thing people
So
aren't
we
talking about.
have to make it clear. This is a test. Give us your feedback. Like, tell us if you want more of this or less of this in the game.
I do like the broad idea of like essentially a reset. Like, I mean, really, it's just a server wipe, but on like a kind of a smaller scale of like, hey, let's take this idea of just starting over and everyone starts at the same place, and that loot that's in that area is actually valuable.
And you're gonna think about it though, because Cross and I, or like all of us that be grinding it, won't find the exploits immediately. People that are not playing the game all the time will probably watch a video the next day or something. Hey, there's an exploit. This is giving really good loot. That person can just jump in after work or whatever, do that exploit, and get pretty good loot. So the people that are going to be actually grinding and trying really hard are going to be the ones that are playing every day, and all day to figure out the exploits. So that's another thing to think about. It's like Cross and I will be all like, let's say all four of us will be all day grinding it. We find an exploit. You make a video on it. Everyone finds out the exploit. They just hop on after work and do the exploit.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, would I want that or Sundial? You know where I'm coming from? And so, and I feel like Destiny community right now, it's like, I just want Sundial. You know what I mean? Well, fuck you. We'll fucking go play Sundial again.
I want SRL. That's what I want.
I don't want that shit either. You know what I mean? SRL ain't gonna save nothing, Luke. Ain't gonna save nothing.
I'm in the boat of SRL won't save anything.
Would fix the game forever.
You think so? Yeah. I think it would fix the game for about
It would fix me forever.
20 minutes.
I would say this new event's pretty cool.
I've enjoyed it watching number go up and trying to score the top 1%. I think the biggest controversy with that has been having power level decide, you know, being such a major factor in the scoring. And I bring this to you guys. How do y'all feel about essentially? So this is what happened to me yesterday. After the update went live, I jumped in, I did my run. I had 106 kills and I was level 541. The guy next to me had 16 kills and we both ended with the same score, but he was 550 and he was dead the whole time. He died at the very beginning. That's why he had 16 kills. So it's a strange thing. It's like,
it's not fire team based.
No,
score?
you get different scores within.
You get different scores. You get different scores.
Okay. Oh.
And so it's a weird thing because it's like, all right, I slayed everything. This guy was dead 95% of the time. Yet we had the same, like almost the same score. Then the guy that was next to me who had somewhere around like 60 kills, he scored substantially higher than me, but he was 550 power. So anyways, what I'm saying, like even after the change, power still does make a difference. And I think it's going to be incredibly difficult if you're trying to reach the top 1% threshold if you are not close to 550 power.
Yeah. I just think people would love to see the number go up. They love to compete to be the best of the best. And if it's truly an event that's like, let's lead up to Renegades here, let's get everyone back in, get them, you know, grinding, have a sense of accomplishment. You can't have it tied to power because there's plenty of people that are hopping back in the couple weeks before Renegades that are not going to be high power. I don't know how you reward people that reach 550. Maybe they just have more tier 5s. They have better loot. But so I don't think I think it should just be skill based. Your score is based on what you did in the activity, and
the whole purpose of this event was they were saying test your skills, see if you can get top 1%. No, it's test your time. How much time did you actually put into the game to get the best score? That's kind of what it is. Like if they want to stick with the skill based stuff, power should not matter.
Yeah,
it should just be how fast can you get it done, get the extra points, be top 1%, yada yada. Not I'm 550 power, so I'm automatically gonna have a advantage over people that are 500 or something.
I see why they're doing it because it's like you want to reward the person who did grind.
Who grind? And
I will say, getting to 550 power, I'm almost to 550, and it's taken like not even a day and a half from 517. So like it goes very fast now. So maybe that's like Bungie is like hoping is like people that really want to get to 550 power to get this top 1%, they'll put in the grind to get up to that. But I think from a philosophical standpoint on where Destiny sits, if a level 1 joins my fire team and we are both able to play any activity and he outslays me, I think every single time he should have a better score than me. Like if he's doubling my kill count, he should have definitely a better score than me, because I'm just sitting there just fucking, riding it, getting the best score for doing little to nothing.
Yeah, there's something to
sure.
be said for having the highest power level isn't exactly the most like aspirational or like I don't know. If I saw someone and they had just, oh, you got the best score because you had the highest power level, that's not like a huge accomplishment in my mind. It's like, yeah, you played a little bit more, but there needs to be the challenge. The challenge of like, this is a difficult thing to do, not just a time investment.
And the power thing is still in the game, right? Like if I'm 525, I think I am right now, and I have 550 on my team, they're gonna get more score no matter what, still, right? Or did they fix that entirely?
That's what I was talking about. I was doing
so for you, it was after the patch.
It was after the patch. I was 541, and the guy that was with me was 550. We got the exact same score, and he was dead 95% of the time. And then the guy that was also 550 with us, who had half my kill count, he got a score about 100,000 more than me. So your power still plays a role. It's not as big of a role as it was pre-patch, because previously it was like it wasn't even in this remotely in the same ball field.
Yeah, I think I think the patches are good if they were intending to reward people that got to 550. If that's the intention, like, hey, they've spent time in our game the last couple months, we want them to continue. What reason do they have to play this event, really, if they already reached max power and have all the loot they want? If their intention is just to reward players that have been around, then
it makes me think too,
it's
though.
working. Yeah.
It makes me think, okay, Bungie's pushing all these players to get to 550, but wouldn't that just make the expansion not last as long if we can get tier 5? This makes me think they have something cooking to not reward us tier 5s and Renegades.
I wouldn't jump that far. I have no idea how it looks. I mean, I would say that in the next week, what I'm really hoping to see from Bungie would be, hey, this is our philosophy on loot. This is where we were. This is what happened at Edge of Fate, and this is where we want to go. And then they talk about that. But like, I don't know, man, because how do you go from giving people a bunch of shit to then suddenly being like, okay, we're not going to give you this shit anymore, because they essentially just they're giving out candy now.
Yeah.
I guess the Vanguard alerts they mentioned Vanguard alerts going back to like weekly content, and maybe that's a step in that direction.
Yeah,
but,
you're going to get tier 5s, but they're giving purpose to that weekly login again, which right now the only purpose you really have in the game, you don't have content to challenge yourself really, and you don't have a reason to log in every week. You've been complaining about this for months. You go get tier 5s, and you get your tier 5s, and you're kind of done. My tier 5s from Festival of the Lost are sitting in my vault, and I don't really have anywhere I need to use them, because like, yeah, they're great, they're good rolls, they're in there, but I don't have content to go use them in for the most part. So
all I want is 8 hour corrupted again. That's all I want.
I don't know if I necessarily want that, but I think that this puts a lot of focus on what Renegades is like. It just really comes down to Renegades and how what it's planning to deliver. I think its content is going to have to be really, really good. When I say content, like it's replayable content, it's going to have to be substantially better than what we got in Edge of Fate, which was essentially nothing. And they also said that you will be able to completely level up via Renegades and its new activities. So that's got to be really good. But I also just think that we're in a situation right now where I wouldn't be surprised if the fixing the loots or the loot chase or the philosophy of chasing loot is something that can't be fixed right now, and may be something that we'll have to wait until the July expansion or something. And hell, it may even be something that won't be fixed until after the Prophecy saga is done. I just don't know. That's kind of why I throw the classic idea out there, and everybody I know kind of shits on it. But the reason why is like there is a portion of the population wants aspirational content and aspirational gear to chase, and something more hardcore, and that's what Destiny Classic could give you. And then there's Destiny 2, which could be your casual, play at your own pace. You'll get your tier 5s, and you'll be a god and whatever else. And hell, do a number comparison. That's a great A/B test. Do a number comparison. If there is a possibility of a D3 being made, what better way to A/B test than within your own 2 games? You got a Destiny 1 Classic that's appealing to hardcore. You got a Destiny 2 that's appealing to casual. Which one's popping more? Which one is appealing more? And then boom, now, being a looter shooter that we are, if we actually do make a sequel, we know exactly what our loot philosophy needs to be.
Yeah.
That's vitally important.
I do 100% agree with knowing what your loot philosophy is out the gate. I mean, we've seen Bungie multiple times launch Destiny and have everything just be broken at launch and like just dropping the ball just right out the gate, and that leading to substantial problems down the road. If a D3 was to be made, like there needs to be a 100% solid of this is how we want to distribute loot throughout the existence of this game. This is like what you sell people on is what they're going to stick around for. If you sell them an experience that is going to be exotics are coming out the wazoo, that's a situation right now we have in Destiny 2. And then you switch that up, and then all of a sudden everyone's upset because obviously they came for something and you're giving them something completely different. I think
the loot philosophy with tiered loot, though, like the whole, you don't need tier 5 loot, you don't need tier 5 armor or weapons. If you don't want to grind, if you want to be more casual about the game, if you don't want to increase your power level, then you get tier 2s and tier 3s. And if you want to grind and you don't want to be super casual about the game, you're going to get tier 5s. They did shift that to where, like, I would personally think a lot of people are getting tier 5s now, but
here's the problem. Everyone has tier 5s.
No. Everyone didn't see tier 1, tier 2, and even though tier 3 is the equivalent value of an adept pre-Edge of Fate. No one looked at that and thought, that's a great weapon. They saw tier 1 to tier 4 shit and tier 5. It wasn't, I would like to have a tier 5 one day. It's, no, I have to have a tier 5. And I'm going to be honest.
I just think we're talking as a group of people that we grind the game, and I don't know that every casual player out there thought that.
That's what the metrics show. No. Metrics show.
I was the person who didn't grind as much, and I mean I was in the camp of like, I was just kind of using tier 2s and tier 3s because they got me by. But I mean, I know I really wanted the tier 5.
You wanted the tier 5s. Everyone in the community looked at tier 1s through 4 and said, "That's shit. I just want tier 5s. How do I get there? 300 hours of Caldera? Fuck you." And that's essentially what happened. So whereas what Bungie was hoping was someone was go, "Oh, I got a tier 3. What a nice little weapon. I'm gonna call him George, and he's gonna take me through all the content in Destiny. We're gonna fucking have a great experience." No! People see tier 3 and they go, "Well, that fucking sucks. I'm ready for tier 5.
You want to know what's crazy? I never switch the weapons on my tier 5. I keep the one roll and I use that. I almost never switch it. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys are constantly switching the rolls. You switch them?
Like Heliatus, the rocket launcher. I'll switch that up depending on what kind of damage I need to do. But
I almost never switch them though. Because I got
switch what?
The perks.
The
perks within
from activity. I never switch them.
I get
rewind one for all or rewind beta switch, and that's all I use. I don't use elemental honing. I don't use envious arsenal. I don't use any of that. I just keep using the same perks.
See, this is why we were stuck at chicken for fucking 8 hours.
No, it was not, because I was using rewind beta switch. Fuck you mean? I was using the optimal exactly roll. What you mean? That's the roll. I was using that roll. We were good.
All right.
I'm just all for weapon investment. I like it when the weapon, I can just build into it. Like they're implementing this. I think like upgrading like tiers of a weapon down the line or something like that.
But,
yeah.
And I don't know if I exactly like it in this scenario of how it's being pitched or how it's going to work. We'll see. But I'm definitely in the camp of I like being able, this idea of once I get a weapon that's at least decent, like really being able to invest into it. Like I'm the guy who at some point down the line want to have all of the perks on one gun that I can, and it's just like this perfect weapon that I can say, yeah, I grinded for this and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think we're just going in a circle here, but the very first thing Cross said about, just there's so many perks on a weapon and we get God rolls quickly. I don't know if that has something to do with limited vault space. So like you have to save people some spaces in their vault and just slap on, 6 perks on a weapon because they can't keep a million of them if they want different good rolls. But if we just had like advantages to tiered arm or tiered weapons that weren't throwing a bunch of perks on one gun and people get god rolls quickly, I do think there'd be more grind in the game. Y'all are saying like make one game casual, make one game hardcore and see which one people like more. Unfortunately, I think that like most people are pretty casual. I think we're talking from a position of people that get to game a lot. That's why the game is where it's at. We get to, but less like we game a lot, and most people don't have that time in the day to game. I think Arc Raiders, different genre, but a really, really good indication that of all extraction shooters, Arc Raiders is known as a very casual, very good intro to extraction shooters for beginners, very friendly, and look at the player count. Like people like a casual game, and it's more approachable.
But there's stuff to do. There's stuff to do in that game. There's nothing to do in this game right now.
I'm just telling you that if you've got 2 and people can go choose Arc Raiders or Tarkov. Which one are they choosing if they want to go play an extraction shooter?
I think Arc Raiders is a great example because you also get the clashing between the two different types of players that's come to the surface with the people who are like, why are you killing me? Like in an extraction shooter, there's the group of people who is like that who are so anti PvP that you are like, it is disrespectful for you to ever like actually attack someone, which I think is really interesting to see those two like very polar opposite types of players clash in the same player base, because Arc Raiders has done such a good at attracting a more casual audience. And I'm kind of on both sides of it. I don't care if there's killing, like I'm going to do solo runs, and when I'm doing quests, I'm really happy when people don't shoot me, but there's sometimes where I'm going to start shooting people. And so
I trust no one. Friendly. Bah, 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 bah.
The point of what I said
care.
was just that as much as I don't want Destiny to be a casual game, I think most people that game are pretty casual.
Here's what I would say. I think the unified goal of, or at least from myself and some of the other people I've spoken to in the space, is for Destiny to do better as a whole. And so at any point, my philosophical outlook on how loot should be or Destiny should be is the wrong outlook, then I will that's fine. If making Destiny casual turns us to getting all-time highs, and we wake up tomorrow and concurrent player base is over 100,000, fuck what I want. I'll do build battles every day. I'll find something to do. You know what I mean? But the only reason why we're having this conversation is obviously what's happening right now ain't working.
Right.
And so I just think that we just need proper A/B test on things. You know what I mean? What does, and obviously like a good game is a game that's approachable and where casual players can join up and feel like they are making meaningful progress, like Arc Raiders, especially with its workbenches and whatnot. Obviously, the best comparison for Arc Raiders is going to be the Marathon. Where Arc Raiders is casual, Marathon is going to be a lot more hardcore. It's going to be competitive in nature, extremely competitive in nature. You don't have somebody like Joe Ziegler from Valorant making that game if that's not their intention. And the question is that going to pay off? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. At what point do you make a game too competitive where it's just stifling to the new player trying to just get in there and walk away with some scraps?
Yeah, it'll compete with Tarkov.
Make it be Tarkov.
It's going to compete with Tarkov. Is what I think. Yeah. In terms of hardcore, because Tarkov is hardcore.
But did Arc Raiders move the goalposts? That's what I'm wondering. Yeah. Did they move that? Because the Tarkov was the goalposts. And so as far as Destiny goes and loot philosophy, I would just love to know Bungie's outlook. They have metrics. They have analytics that I have no idea what it is. And that is something that they're going to have to work off of versus more of what I want or any other content creators saying or what anyone on this panel has to say. And we've talked about this too. I think for personally, yes, I am a bit biased. I would like a Destiny Classic for a lot of reasons. I think it would be a great way to A/B test things. But I think it could be a for real community-driven project. Imagine if you got polls that ask simple questions. Hey, what would you like in a Destiny Classic if we were to make one? The old subclass system, or would you like us to put in the aspect fragment system? Would you like Mantle? Yes or no? You know what I mean? And people logging into D2, maybe they could just answer those polls in game. You know what I mean? And so you got a community-driven project that everyone feels on board for. But again, and I've said this before, I do not want a classic made if it ever takes away from the future of Destiny as a whole. I would never want that, which is why I think outsourcing it, although yes, you do lose revenue, would be perfect. Outsource that shit.
I strongly agree with this because I do think that if they were ever to do a classic and it took away from Destiny 2, that would not go over
Destiny
very well.
2 or whatever the future of Destiny.
The future is.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure. What they need to, if that ever exists, it needs to be alongside like the normal content with the main game. Because if it's like we're abandoning the main game to go make the classic, you have a very similar situation to what happened with Marathon, where everyone is upset because I pay for this game and then now this game is not getting made because other game is being made that some people might like, but not everyone's going to. So
yeah,
well,
100%.
Speaking of games being made,
okay, no,
GTA6.
We can move.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
You go.
No, that's fine. We'll move on. We'll do what y'all want to do.
No.
What do you want to say?
Talk about what you want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
No, I got nothing else. I got nothing else to add. I was just
King.
So GTA, yes, it got delayed by what, 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months from May to November.
Does this mean it's going to come out on PC when it drops?
Hell no.
Why would it?
Hell no.
Why would it? You got to think about it, Cross. They can get people to buy the game twice.
Man.
You buy it on console, and then you're like, damn, it's going on PC. Those updated, those crazy graphics. I might got to do it. Bang, buy it on PC.
I got a
Rockstar games always come out later on PC. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, that was a decade ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like times have changed. Steam is big dick on the street now. You know what I mean? And we'll talk about Steam in just a moment. So
tell me you aren't playing it. Tell me you aren't playing GTA 6 when it launches.
I will play it.
I'm just asking a question.
I will play it, but I won't like it as much as I could like it.
I won't like it either as much, but then you'll buy it on Steam after, and that's the point. And also, they can just say like "kiss my ass" to anyone because the game is so. And I hate this about it, by the way. Like I don't like this, but the game is so highly anticipated that they could delay it for 10 more years and it's going to sell so well when it launches, and people are going to buy that shit again on Steam when it comes out on Steam, and that's just a fact of the game. And they can say to anyone like, okay, fuck you, I don't care if you hate that it's delayed, you're going to buy it anyway.
Yeah, it's okay.
Will they wait a year before it gets on PC, or you think the time that'll be like 6 months?
No, a year.
It'll be a year.
That's what they do.
I don't know. I think that Take-Two has been taking heavy losses year over year for the past couple of years. And so they probably, I mean, I'm sure they didn't want to delay it. So, we'll see.
Dude, if this game isn't what everyone wants it to be, my God, it's going to...
There are quite a few articles right now
Mm-hmm.
that talk about how PlayStation and Xbox's next generation might be delayed because in a very similar way to GTA 6 wanting to sell on console to everyone. Cross is going to buy it, and then he's going to buy it again on Steam, and then he's going to see how much he likes it more on PC, but he's going to buy 2 copies, and so am I. And so are a lot of people. That's just what happens. So they want to milk that, especially as they delay it. PlayStation and Xbox, this game is meant to launch for PS5, which means that if PlayStation wants to increase hardware sales for people excited about this game and then sell them the PS6 or whatever's next, they have to delay their next-gen consoles as well. And so there's talk, obviously it's all theory and nothing's confirmed, but that this might also delay next-gen consoles because they want GTA 6 to launch on current consoles before then selling you a new shiny thing that makes GTA run better that you also want to buy.
So wait, am I understanding this correctly? The delay of GTA would hinder the launch of the next generation consoles?
That is a theory that people have been writing about.
Wouldn't it be the other way around? Because wouldn't that give them more ample time? Was PS6 being teased to be dropping next year, 2026, mid-June?
But they're working on it, though.
They're already, Xbox and PlayStation are working on next gen, yeah.
Yeah, but like, you could say that PS5 comes out, working on PS6 already, boys. It would just will be 5-6 years.
I'd be really
down the road,
surprised if a next gen, because Pro literally, I felt like just came out from PlayStation. So I mean, I would be extremely surprised. Xbox ain't even doing console. I don't know what Xbox is doing anymore. They say they compete against TikTok, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but like PlayStation, I would be very surprised if they pushed out something next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's more about momentum for their launch. Like I think PS6 or whatever the next PlayStation is going to be called, you have to start a marketing cycle well in advance before you launch this. And GTA 6 continuing to be delayed delays their marketing cycle. Just like GTA 6 being launched in November now will also, I mean, it has an impact on the industry in general. If any studio was planning to launch their game late 2026, now they delay to 2027 because not many people are going to move up their game to early 2026 if it was planned for late. And so, I mean, it just has a ripple effect on the entire industry, and that's how powerful that the game is.
It's got to be good, though.
Yeah, as far as the actual delay goes, I'm very much in the camp of take however long your game needs to make it. I don't really care too much. It's like, I'll play it when I get the chance to play it.
Yeah.
GTA 6 being delayed needs more time to cook. I mean, we've seen what happened with Cyberpunk when they came out too early, and that was not great. So I think
we think it's too long though. Like how many delays until we're like, dude,
I mean,
dude,
freaking like, Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever.
No, that you can't touch that. It has Bethesda magic. Can't touch it.
Yeah, I know, but my point is that they could wait 10 years to release GTA 6 and then the next Elder Scrolls wouldn't even be out yet. So when we're talking about waiting for a game, it's like I'm going to be honest, I really do not care how long it is as long as it's good.
Yeah.
And that's
I don't care
just
about waiting.
how I feel about it. Like, I feel the same way about most entertainment. Same thing with like anime. Like, you see too many crap pushed out, like One Punch Man season 3, and it's like, wow, you guys should have put more effort into this. So
Yeah.
I'd rather eat something good later than be served garbage like now.
Yeah.
I fucking love garbage.
I mean,
And I will
IGN,
always like fall in that camp.
IGN wrote about how the delay might affect the October, November, December typically packed content launch season next year, because it'll just be GTA 6. That's your launch for late 2026. There it is. Everyone else moves theirs. But they did a poll on like, do you care about the GTA 6 delay, or do you just want Rockstar to take as much time as they need? And I think if 70% of people said Rockstar can just take as much time as they need.
30% was the paternity leave parents being upset that it got delayed.
Yep.
You guys never seen that meme? If you get your girl pregnant this time, you can take the time off.
You can take the
play
time
GTA
off.
6.
Yeah.
That's the 30% that's upset right now.
This will be studied.
damn
This
it, I
will
was
be
ready.
studied years from now. You know what I mean? The potential baby boom that happened from this.
Yeah.
The Rockstar baby boom is crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many memes of that online. I'm like, dang, we're actually doing this?
November 19th, 2026. There's still time.
Well,
But yeah,
I'll
I wouldn't
play
be
it.
surprised if they delayed again.
I'm gonna say that. Like, I actually feel like it may get delayed again to it's in the fiscal year, which I think is around March. So
Yeah. Do y'all know how many delays we're at for the game?
2 so far.
Is that
Delayed to May and then delayed to November. Those are 2 delays for that game so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least that we know. If there's anything hidden behind the curtain that we don't know about, I think. Unless it got leaked.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Take
We'll
as
all
much
be
time as
playing
you
it.
need.
Exactly. We'll all be playing it, but it is
It's in Miami,
unfortunate
man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun.
I'm wondering how accurate it's gonna be.
I don't know, man.
You
I
walk
don't
around, hey,
know.
mira, abuelita house right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Playing GeoGuessr and GTA 6.
GTA 6, yeah.
This is like, I know that street.
From what I've seen so far, like in the gameplay trailer or like the trailers and stuff, it's pretty fucking accurate. Like it's like 101. So hopefully it sticks around like that.
well, Ubisoft. How do we pronounce that? Ubi?
Doesn't matter.
Ubi?
It won't matter much longer.
Garbage.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry.
All I need to know is how to
Ubisoft,
spell
yeah.
it in the obituary. That's it.
Oh my
right.
gosh. Ubisoft, they 15 minutes before their scheduled call.
That's
for
crazy, by the way.
15 minutes, yeah. They were releasing results for the first half of the fiscal year. And 15 minutes before the call with the investors, they canceled it. And on top of canceling it, they said halt all share trading. And so I read some articles from just various like analysts and stock traders and whatever. And they said it could imply an acquisition. So it could be positive, but more likely it implies an accounting or financial issue. And if they're stopping like trade, then it's likely that something in the earnings report will be liable to cause a swing in Ubisoft shares. So they didn't announce a date where people can start trading again. They just said, yeah, we'll be in touch. We'll let you know when we're ready to talk about it. So no more share trading right now. It's halted, and no earnings report for the first half of 25.
Their Ubisoft Entertainment right now, share price is down 47% for the past year. Actually 50% over the past year. Year to date, it's 47%. 5 years, it's even worse than that, guys. 5 years, Ubisoft is down 91%. Brother.
Crazy.
Holy
That's
shit.
really,
I did not realize it was that bad.
That's so bad. Oof.
What's it sound? What's the actual price per share? It was like $2 ish last I checked, but that was a while ago. Is it down into like the $1 territory?
No, it's $6.77 euros. That's euros. So, but.
Bye.
Yeah, buy the dip. It's going up, surely. Oh man. Yeah, 15 minutes before your call that doesn't sound good at all. Like that's last minute. Like we got to fix this. Or
where do they go from here, man?
Yeah, I don't know enough about their history. Like I'm over here saying it could be something positive. Like I think, the analysts that are writing about it did say that you could halt this trading or delay a call because of an acquisition or some big news for your studio. But if it's 15 minutes before the call, I would err on the side of something spicy in there that they don't want public yet. So yeah, maybe there's an obituary soon. The earnings report just says we invested in AI. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
To the moon.
Oh, they couldn't get the AI working quick enough to run the meeting. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying shit.
Yeah. No, Ubisoft has had a long string of bad news, bad stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is also bad. And
Yeah.
I mean,
might
we'll
be
see
good.
what happens, but I'm not too upset about it. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's Ubisoft.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of this.
Any company that has their own launcher nonsense that I got to deal with, and
Yeah, that's an L.
I'm already like, you've got me like, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all.
All right. Well, I mean, look, man. Let me see something. Hold on. I know I'm keeping you guys waiting. I'm just actually really curious about this.
He's buying Ubisoft stock right now.
Fuck no. It's first is
Can't buy that
Saturday.
shit.
It's Saturday.
Also, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
So it's got a short interest of 76,000 shares, representing 0.01% of the public float. This marks a 27.68% increase in short interest since the prior report. Yeah, I mean, look, y'all remember when GME got knocked down, was getting beat down really bad? And y'all remember that big, diamond hands came from GameStop? What happened was like the short float on that exploded. You had so many people literally shorting GameStop into nothingness. And for good reason. I mean, who was thinking that brick and mortar for damn, game sales was still a good idea? But what they didn't know is that people were fucking crazy. And you had who was the main guy? He's not Hello Kitty, but what was his name?
No, Roaring Kitty, I think is the name.
Roaring Kitty and all the other guys, you know what I mean? They all just started buying GME, and that was where the whole diamond hands thing went. And they fucking blew that shit, because the more short interest, like the more someone's trying to short your shit and that short interest continues to climb, if it goes the other way, it will make that bitch pop. And it did. It exploded. And then, like, y'all remember, what was that, 2022? Fucking people were going live on Twitch and was like, I'm now a stock trader. You know what I mean? And they're like, lions and fucking grass.
21, I think.
And they fucking, or they're like, I buy GME. Everybody's like, diamond hands, Anyways, I don't see Ubisoft having that type of cult following at all. I don't even know how that cult following started for GameStop of all companies, but Ubisoft doesn't have that luxury, and they're losing a shit ton of money. Now, to add to what Liv is saying here, if someone was to move in and buy it, take it private, the question is what is, it's really just franchise value. So what would that give you access to? That Assassin's Creed? Oh man, they've got a Battlefront. They've got a number of turn-based strategy games too that pop up. I don't know what that really falls under.
Is Need for Speed like the racing games EA?
Wait, Division, right?
Crazy?
Yeah, Division's
It's
under that.
Division.
Ubisoft too.
I think there's some racing games that are EA mistaken, but I don't know if that's old now.
So
But
all the Tom Clancy stuff. So
Yeah, Tom Clancy series.
okay, well, I guess the question is like, do those franchises have value still?
Yes.
You think
They
so?
do. I would argue yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you make a
value?
You make a banging Division game.
Battlefront is EA. Okay.
They have everything. They have.
Well, Battlefront is EA.
Yeah.
But Ubisoft has Tom Clancy. I'm gonna be honest, dude. They threw Tom Clancy on like literally every fucking title. You know what I mean? So it's just like, who is this Tom Clancy? You know what I mean? Like, what's happening? Is it supposed to be a good game? I just wasn't necessarily blown away by it. And Assassin's Creed, it's kind of like up there with like Halo. It's kind of ran its course for me. I think the one game they really still got is Rainbow. They still got Rainbow. Rainbow's good. But all I'm saying is like, I'm not that crazy about Master Chief anymore. Assassin's Creed has run its course for me. I would, I'm curious to see, what would shake out if someone was to come in and buy up Ubisoft or those franchises. But I think this is just classic, dude. The company just got way too big. It's got way too big, man. They overshot. Yep. They overshot. Just kept growing. Too much overhead.
Yeah.
I think there's franchise value if someone was interested in that. I'm not saying that an acquisition's happening, but if someone was interested in franchise value, it's definitely there. I'm just taking a peek at some of their games, player counts, and I mean, Rainbow still has 40 to 50,000 players a day on it. So there's value in the franchise. I don't know how much, but the halting share trading 15 minutes before their financial report was coming out I think it definitely has everyone interested in what's happening next. with them.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know a public company could halt their shares.
Neither.
That's the first I've ever. I didn't even know like SEC even allow something like that. I guess like what is your reason? Like I have to have a pretty damn good reason. Do we have any other examples of another public company that's halted their? There was the big fiasco with GME back in or GameStop whenever essentially what was happening is all the shorts had to cover and the stock price was blowing up. And y'all remember Robinhood supposedly had like an error. Remember? I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah, I remember. That's a deep cut.
Yeah. Robinhood was like you couldn't trade for whatever reason, and there was like technical difficulties. And everybody's like, "Nah, that's bullshit." But they were short squeezing the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I mean, apparently you have to request a trading halt from the exchange, but you tend to not do that because the second that you enable sharing again or trading again, you'll plummet. So it's a risky move.
Yeah, it says SEC also has the door. Okay, yeah, a public company can initiate a halt in exchange of its shares, but this action is typically carried out by the stock exchange on which the company is listed, often in coordination with the regulatory bodies like the SEC. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I know going down 91% ain't good. I don't know if you guys have ever held a stock that has gone down that much. I have. Nope. And
of course you have.
Shocked.
I'm shocked. You look at it.
I am the major stakeholder in Ubisoft right now.
You look at it.
It's cross. It's right now.
and you're like, can it go lower? And every day
it goes lower.
It goes lower. You know what I mean? To the point where
When do you stop?
Well, the thing is, it's like if you're like a long-term holder of a stock, you know what I mean? You're like, but I'll stick it out for however long, however many years. But some stocks just aren't going to recover. But I'm actually reading a great book, Psychology of Money, right now, and it was talking about tail events. And the reality is that, you know, that's why you spread your risk around. It's a good chance you're going to get fucked. You know what I mean? But anyways, this is not financial advice. But I was actually really surprised by the analytics about the supposed tail events or tail stocks, if you will. But yeah, I've held a stock that has fallen 91%. And it is you just give up. You just like, fuck it, die, bitch, die. You know what I mean? And so there's a psychological effect that occurs when you watch, you know, you obviously don't want to put everything you got into one thing either. But, you know, when you're just watching something just crater and you're just like, damn, that fucking sucks. You know what I mean? It's just every time you open it up and then you reach a point where you're just like, I'm not even going to look at it anymore. I'm not going to look. I don't, you know what I mean? I've checked this shit in 10 years.
That was me with Dogecoin. I bought it that I was like, well, it's going down now, whatever. I'm not going to give a shit about it anymore.
But
that was just like playful, but
I just make sure any money you're putting in, you're willing to lose.
Yeah.
And time in the market beats time in the market. So
that's like gambling though, but people never seem to understand that.
Yeah.
I would say just put that shit in a Vanguard S&P 500 and then just fucking never look at it again. You know, if you like have like little to no understanding of financials, just put that shit in Vanguard and check it in 30, 40 years, you know?
Yeah.
Or invested in the channel. F it. Sub to us. If you don't know what to do with it.
We will invest it for you.
We'll invest it for you, exactly.
Not financial advice. I don't know.
Okay, we've got Square Enix, which is Final Fantasy gaming studio. Did some layoffs, Western layoffs this week. Essentially describing that they're Japanese based, but leaning more into Japanese development of games. And then by what year is it? By 2027, they want at least 70% of their QA work done by AI. I feel like we're covering this. This game studio wants AI every week, but over 70% of their QA work done only by AI by 2027, and then just development in Japan.
That's terrifying.
The question I was going to pose, which I want Cross's take on too, you know, do we think that AI could even handle the job of QA, like QAing, finding bugs and exploits that humans will find in a game? My initial thought is no. But with the way that AI proliferates, I don't know where it's going to be in 2027 or what its capabilities will be, but it is crazy that the restructuring is just like, we'll develop in Japan and the QA work or whatever the Western studios were doing, and can just be done by AI.
I mean, maybe there's something to be like, I'm not going to cross off the idea of like a QA role for an AI. Like imagine like one of the things that developers you hear all the time, especially from Destiny developers, is once you release something live, there are bugs that you never even knew of coming to the surface because you have so many people playing the game. There's a world where those types of bugs maybe get discovered by a bunch of AI agents that are quote unquote playing the game, and you're able to record, like search for certain outliers, like, hey, this AI got stuck at this certain like spot, or this AI like tried to do this quest step and it bugged out for some reason. Like there's definitely ways in which you could probably use it effectively. So I don't want to necessarily cross it off and say, yeah, the QA work can't be like done, like some of it can't be done by AI. I actually think there's possibly a use case there. But the problem is, and it happens to be the case with a lot of these companies, is that it's not there to improve the tools available for something like QA. It's to reduce cost and try to force it into things that it's not supposed to do. So as always, I'm kind of in the camp of like, it's probably going to suck, but it could be like used well if used properly.
I agree with you. If we've got 30%, essentially the AI does the groundwork of QA, and then the humans are either checking it or in tandem with AI also doing QA, and it's just 30% human, 70% AI. I think there's a use case for that. But in the case of these gaming studios and what we've been covering on the podcast, I think it's just cut costs, increase profit. That's the move. It's not like we think AI could do this better. I don't know if that's their take. I think it's
you don't have to pay AI.
Really we don't have to pay them, or they're paying to build it, but they're not paying it a salary, and it could work 24/7 for them. So across, we were talking about Square Enix doing the layoffs so that by 2027. Over 70% of QA work is AI. I mean, so I was just asking, do you think that AI can do QA work?
I mean, it depends on, okay, so for instance, QA work for a raid and how, scaling its difficulty, you really need to have like a team like the Salvation's Edge team to come in and scale it down and work in unison. I just don't think AI could do something like that. But however, if it's like, hey, AI, whatever the fuck, analyze this area and find any graphical errors, I think that may be more efficient. You know what I mean? Find the spots that you could fall through the floor. Arc Raiders had an issue here recently where you fall through the floor, you know what I mean, and then die. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe that type of quality control AI could be good at, essentially just finding parity across the board and like what are the things that stand out as an error. But as far as like custom, like, hey, is this fun? Is this activity fun? Like subjective stuff, I think you still need proper QA testers to do something like that.
Yeah.
Which, so in some ways, I would argue, and like, again, I'm not pro AI by no means, but in some ways it could be a situation where QA moves off from all the fucking just bug testing. You know what I mean? All the things that are just, the small bullshit that obviously makes its way through, and just move to the creative front. How can we make content better? Or, or how can we make content fun? Let's subjective. Is this fun? How's this gameplay loop? What's this loop grind like? Things like that.
Anything grunt work related. I think like testing an area, get 20,000 agents into a single like zone, and then see what breaks. Like I think that could be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't know about you. I'm like preparing for the end of time or end of times. Like I'm working like we won't have a job this time next year, because I don't know. There's going to be an AI fucking streamer that's going to come along, and people are going, eventually, I know they're kind of popping them now, but it's going to come along. People are going to be like, yeah, I just watched fucking Clanker 101 and I have a great time. Clanker's great. He has great conversation topics, and he games well, and he's fun. He's interactive. You know what I mean? How am I supposed to compete against that?
You just did.
Yeah. You're saying you can't be fun or interactive.
And not if the Clanker.
I'm just kidding.
Clanker got one eye on the game, another eye in chat at all times. You know what I mean? And it remembers everything. Clanker looking at the stream like, oh, loco. how every detail about Loco. You know what I mean? Every detail. Loco, how's your kids?
I remember what you said 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I remember, you know what I'm saying? And not that we don't, we try to remember everything, but it's just, it's
hard.
It's hard, but I mean, like in the midst of
My brain's not that big.
Yeah, in the midst of shit, you know what I mean? Stuff's just going down. All I'm saying is when my dad is sending me videos of Star Troopers,
listen.
AI Star Troopers, and he's enjoying watching it, I immediately am like, we're fucked. I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
Wait, he's sending you videos like, this shit's good. You gotta watch this one.
This is cool. And I'm just like, geez, dude.
Got grandma reposting on Facebook like recipe videos, but like the recipe videos are made by AI, and like sometimes the bowl's glitching, and like,
the fingers fuck up a lot.
I'm like, come on, the fingers are fucked up, and I'm like, grandma, please, don't follow this recipe. It's not a good recipe.
But they watching it. They watching it.
I saw a video of a cat banging cymbals on a doorstep at 12 o'clock at night, and then the owner coming out and taking him away. I thought that was hilarious. So, well,
what's the one with the bazooka? The cat?
Yeah, there's those ones too. I moved on from that one to like, I don't know. I saw a cat playing the bagpipes and I lost it. So there's some that's okay in some areas, but yeah, no, I'm with you. It's like it's getting scary, man. Like it's now I'm watching videos on like my Twitter feed. I'm like, is this AI? Like, or is this real?
Trust nothing. I trust nothing no more.
It's getting to that point.
And to my gentlemen online right now who are single and my ladies, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, actually.
You can't trust shit. You really can't. Look, because I used to always be kind of like scared of meeting people, not necessarily online, but you just never know. You know what I mean? So like back in the day, I say back in the day, fucking, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I would always just be like, hey, send me a snap. Now I don't even do Snapchat anymore, but I'd be like, send me a snap. Why? It's me to confirm you as a woman, and I don't want no freaky shit. You know what I mean? And then it was like, all right, a second filter. We're gonna meet at a public place, a restaurant. You know what I'm coming from? And so, but now, man, I would never do a long-term relationship, fellas and ladies, because you just don't know. You don't know. You won't know if the person on the other end is even a real person.
Just meet people in person, guys.
Thank you.
It makes it a lot easier.
I don't even like the whole meeting. Well, yeah, eventually meat them in person. You could still do the online thing, but don't, I just wouldn't drag out the long, the online relationship aspects.
Yeah. Make it meet in person, make it official. Don't do anything. I mean, I'm in a long distance relationship right now.
And don't send any pictures of
Luke, have you verified?
Oh, absolutely.
You sure?
I've verified a long time ago.
I'm just saying, brother. I'm just looking out for you.
No. I spent this week at her house, like doing fixing toilets and installing a new mailbox. We're good.
All right. We're good. Just making sure. Just making sure.
Did you pull her face to make sure?
Yeah. No mask.
Get it off. No mask.
It's scary. How do we get on this topic again?
You.
I don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the real shit. Steam is about to whoop that ass, man. Look. I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw
Luke
the controller,
is such a Steam lover.
When I first saw the controller, I was like, "What is this?" But as we continue to go through its arsenal, I think Steam is about to really cut into console sales if they get the price right of the Steam machine. They get that price right, and they bring it down to console prices. Steam is about to take a chunk of market share. And I'm a firm believer that once you go Steam, you cannot go back. Or at least I have not gone back.
Good question. The console controller and the VR set come together, or is the VR thing separate?
I think you buy it separate. I think it's like
the
Quest.
The most definitely different. Yeah, the headset has got its own controllers. The actual controller thing is like its own thing, and then obviously the Steam.
I think it's gonna be all combined, $8.99.
Maybe they may have like a bundle. I don't know.
They do a bundle with it.
That's really aggressive. I don't know.
I think the bundle is gonna be.
The headsets
$8.99.
are normally way more expensive. The Quest is pretty expensive too. But the point is that they're literally putting out hardware to compete against everyone. And I think that Steam, and they already dominate the PC space. You've seen so many from BNet to Epic to everybody trying. Like Epic does a pretty decent job, but let's just be real. Fortnite carries that shit, But Steam, though, for me, I buy every game on Steam. Even if there was a slight, like a better deal on Epic, is a good chance I'm buying on Steam. You know what I mean? Just because it's the first thing I load up every day. You know, the first thing I load up is Steam. And then
it's just the best product.
It really is good. And now that you have a simple, I've got that friend that just wants to hit the on button on his console. He doesn't want to look at anything else. You lose people when you have to do things like driver updates. You know what I mean? That for them, it's just like, oh my God, what the fuck's happening? You know what I mean? But if they could just hit the on button and then occasionally have like just some updates on it here and there that they don't really have to worry about, but they have access to the Steam operating system, they good. That shit's going to kill. Goodbye, Xbox. We will see another Xbox, but it won't. I'm telling you, Steam going to kill that shit. And I think it's going to cut into PlayStation. The only console that is safe is Nintendo.
I think Sony, I think PlayStation's safe as
I'd
well,
agree with
though.
that somewhat, yeah.
I don't think that Steam, PlayStation, or Xbox overlap with Nintendo really, and Nintendo makes sure of that. But I would say that, I think that PlayStation and Xbox are threatened by Steam.
I think exclusives on PlayStation are going to help.
Do we really get those anymore?
That's the thing.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
This is how PlayStation can fix it. This is how they could save themselves. They do their own launcher on PC, and they drop all their PlayStation games on PC the day they drop it on consoles. You got to go ahead and start building out. The library is more important than the hardware.
I think we got Wolverine coming out 2026.
They have GTA 6. Hold on. Doesn't GTA 6 launch on all consoles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think the Steam box here is going to be considered a console. Like, it's still running Steam OS.
What a loophole that would be.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I think
they released their consoles. Now you got to put it on.
Now you gotta do
put
it
it on here.
No, because if they launch it for Steam console, then it launches on Steam. And if it launches on Steam, we play it on PC. So I mean, I'm sure Steam could negotiate, but what are they gonna do? Make it you can launch it on Steam, but only on your little box?
I think at the end of the day,
because it's all about
it's
it's all about baseline developments. So that their argument for like PC, you know, why they have to launch it later or whatever else is like the optimization and all the different levels of hardware that are present on PC. So it's like consoles got a baseline, they can work with that. In a lot of ways, the Steam machine will be that baseline. And I would actually be okay with it. I would rather be on PC. But if you told me you could play this on the Steam box day one as PlayStation and Xbox, fuck yeah, I'd do it. Because at least I won't have to buy the game again. Because when you drop it on PC officially, it'll still be in my Steam library and I can fucking play it there.
So you would buy a Steam box for GTA?
Yep. But I won't buy a new PlayStation for GTA.
I'm not. Yeah, I think you're buying whatever GTA tells you.
No, I won't. name one time I've played GTA on this channel.
No, listen, I'm not. This is not an insult. I'm just saying
Been 13 years
so
though,
many
Frost.
people are going to be streaming it, playing it.
There is nothing that truly appealing. I play GTA probably because it's new. But if GTA jumped up and said you got to buy a PlayStation 6 or wait a year, guys,
I'm waiting a year.
I didn't even play God of War Ragnarok at launch. I waited a year. But again, I know I'm just one guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that if they could have some sort of negotiation to launch it on Steam console, but not Steam on PCs, it would set a good precedent of like buy the Steam console, and then for console exclusive games in the future, you might be able to get them on Steam, and then your library will be shared, and then when it's launched on PC later, like I do think that that's a really good sell. I don't even know if it's feasible because I think it's about the way that the games are built out. So like
I was about to
Rockstar builds the game for PlayStation and Xbox, again leaning into if they're optimizing it right now for PS5, that delays a PS6 because it needs to launch wherever it was optimized. So they build it out for consoles, and then they spend post-launch whatever the next year, 2 years, optimizing it for PC. So I don't know if it's possible to launch it on Steam, but I guess anything's possible because Steam's making a console now, so we'll see.
Well, I think if it's ahead of time planned for, then yes, it's obviously possible for it to launch. Here's the thing though, like, do we really think Valve is going to create a deal where you can only play it on their Steam, like on their GameCube, and then not be able to play it on your PC? Like, do we even think they'd work that deal? I feel like they're a little bit more.
Do you not think they want those hardware sales?
I think that Valve is more customer facing than that, and I think that's kind of been a proven track record throughout all of their stuff. That they're more mindful of if we want you to be able to, like, even with the marketing for this, right? So part of the marketing for this new console has been you can take a micro SD card and you can take the games that you're playing on your GameCube and put it into your Steam Deck, and then it's just right there and you can just play them both. Like that to me feels like they're going for this like unified experience between all of their different pieces of hardware. And then I think that does include your PC. And so if there's a situation where they had to work out a deal where it's like you can only use it on these, like on your mobile platform, then I don't think they'd do that personally. But that's just my opinion.
So will the Steam Cube players be playing with PC players?
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's gonna be a thing.
Oh yeah.
It's essentially
Like it's gonna be. They cannot opt out of it. Like is it?
Well,
what do you
because like
guys
is the
think?
Steam console really a console?
It's still Steam OS.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Steam OS. Yeah, so it's essentially like I think it's essentially Linux based, and then it's the Steam OS that's running on that, and then it's optimized for their Steam library, all the stuff,
Yep.
and so yeah, it's the same thing essentially. I think that's running on your Steam Deck, and so yeah, I mean I like my Steam Deck. I think it's great.
I think again, I'm curious to see how PlayStation handles this. Xbox, I have no idea what they're gonna do. But PlayStation, yeah, PlayStation.
What did you say?
TikTok.
PlayStation, I'm curious if they actually will launch their own PC store, and if they go, would they? Do y'all think they would completely bar anyone from buying the game on Steam and just moving it?
Does
to their
Sony
PlayStation
have
store?
that leverage? They've had some fails.
Well, BNet,
in terms of-
Activision does it with BattleNet, and a lot of their stuff. So
yeah,
I think
and it's a pain in the ass every time.
I actually kind of like
You have to
BattleNet,
like deal with it.
but yeah, I like Steam more. Yeah.
I just like everything in
Yeah,
one place.
I think BattleNet's okay, but yeah, I agree. Everything in one place. But like I used BNet back when I was like playing Overwatch back in the day before.
Yeah,
they came
I
out
don't
to
think
Steam,
anything's
and I didn't hate
wrong
it.
with BattleNet. Just everything in one place is what people like. If Steam already has the upper hand, you'd have to really like take over them entirely to be that new, buy everything here and have it all in one place kind of a thing. No one wants to open up 4 different hubs to like switch between games.
Well, you know what half the reason is? Half the reason is because I open up Steam and it's already updating all my stuff that I play, even when I'm playing
Yup.
other stuff. So I don't have to log into Epic Games Launcher every single blue moon when I want to play Fortnite and then sit there for half an hour because I got to update the game because I didn't have it
How much
open
do
ever.
the developers on Steam that launch games? What's the cut? How much do they have to cut to Steam and Valve?
30%.
30%, guys.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna run the numbers. They're gonna say, hey, should we pay 30% here to Valve, or we launch our own store? And that's why all that shit exists, anyways. And like Epic does their own versions of their cuts. But it's just curious. I'm curious to see if Sony actually ends up doing, their own PC library. I wish Nintendo would do their own PC library. They will never. I wish they would.
They would never do that.
I mean, I would love it if they did, man. I would sing their praises if I can play all Nintendo games on PC.
Nintendo's gonna have to do a lot of stuff in order for me to ever sing their praises.
Yeah, I was gonna say Luke's not singing their praises.
That's
but,
one. That's pulling the knife out 3 inches out of my back. Like you got to do a lot more than that. But
yeah, I mean, they're never doing it, so we don't have to worry about cross singing their praises either.
Yep.
They're not in a financial position where they need to do that. So, and if they're not going to do it. If they're not in a position to spend a single extra dollar or lose a dollar, they won't. They only do things that they have to do.
We'll keep playing Power World.
You gonna play
the new Power World game.
You
What's
play
that
the
called?
Power World farm game.
Somebody make me a Zelda knockoff. You know what I mean? A Mario Kart knockoff. I'm just saying, Nintendo, you play these games around, people will start making great value versions of your shit. And sometimes it's better.
Yeah. I'm just saying until that day, I don't think they'll have any incentive to change anything. I say do it. Make the knockoff.
What if the Power World people made a Zelda knockoff? That would be hilarious.
Dude. Here's the thing, though.
They made a Zelda knockoff. Damn, bro, they'd be.
I feel like these IPs specifically, like Mario Kart, Zelda, like I think these IPs are doing a good job of like innovating and making cool stuff that people want to play. And like I've got my shoes with World, but I mean, like I think Pokemon is a very specific example of where they've just kind of like stagnated.
Think about it though. Link walking around with the Glock.
I mean, Cross is all over it.
The weapons don't break less.
Weapons don't break. Craft a Glock, an AR,
I'm just a firm believer that if you don't put a presence in these areas, they'll just find alternatives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Power World, and granted, it's a completely different experience from Pokemon. It really is a completely different experience, despite there having thematically similarities. But they won the lawsuit. And speaking of lawsuits,
I was about to make that segue too. Good segue.
Love that.
Red War lawsuit.
how we feeling?
This one's fun.
Liv, what's wrong with
fun.
your people, huh? Y'all always suing over shit.
Your people?
wrong
Are
with
you
y'all's
serious?
people,
Where
huh?
are you from? Let me know.
Yeah, it's y'all South Louisiana type people. I know what that is.
Oh my gosh. I hate people from Northern Louisiana. I'm just kidding. But
Whoa.
no, this guy
I wish I had sued Bungie at this point.
Cross always says he
That's what
hates
I
Southern
wish.
Louisiana people. Yeah, I mean, this suing Bungie must be lucrative, I guess. No, they clearly settled it outside of court because it would have cost them more to go to court and drag out this court case. I mean, we have no idea how much this man made. I would assume it's not very much if Bungie decided we'd rather pay this
What's
than
not
pay
very
lawyers.
much to you?
It's not very much to you. Well, okay.
Because this man, I guarantee, didn't sell more than fucking 3 copies of this book. All right, so how
Before we
much
continue, I feel like we didn't segue this segment enough for anyone who hasn't been paying attention.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a guy who wrote a WordPress article way back in the day, and then Bungie made the Red War campaign and all this other stuff, and then here recently, the past couple of years, he comes out and says, "Hey, y'all copied my stuff," and this lawsuit has been dragging on forever, and because he had
Actually,
things
not
like
forever.
gall
A
and-
year. He was just dragging in everything into
He's
Discovery.
adding more to the
Yes,
thing.
and
He
so
kept
here
adding
recently, like the Grimoire books have also been added. Bungie's had issues with like trying to get like evidence because they don't have the Red War as a like playable experience anymore. Like can't like show it. They had to pull from YouTube videos. That's the whole thing. But recently, they settled with this guy when I guess we were all of the opinion that he didn't really have a great case of like it's obviously a copying, but.
But y'all, if they settled, that doesn't mean that he had a good case. It
Yes.
means that the alternative, even if his case was utter bullshit, the alternative is they still need to get a team of lawyers together. They still need to dig up this Red War stuff from whatever, tomb it's in. And then
Kind of genius, actually, from the guy.
you have to settle outside of court or you're going to pay a shit ton in litigation. So when I say he didn't make much, I just mean he did not make as much as it would have cost Bungie to go to court. He did. There's no way he did, or else they would have. Or are you trying to say, Cross? Are you trying to say that Bungie had a chance of losing?
I think
Bungie
they had a
copied
chance
the
of
guy.
losing.
Why did they copy the guy?
I think
I mean, art raiders.
whether
It's a
they-
thing. It's a thing.
whether they copied or not, I think they had a chance of losing. And so
Yep.
Because it's the Louisiana judge.
No, because I mean, I think.
I think that's a big factor, personally.
Well, I mean,
Cross the judge.
That would be crazy.
It depends on what the settlement amount was. I personally think this guy probably walked away with the bag. That's just what I think.
I do too.
I think that because of the plagiarism shit that took place this past summer, this may have been an optics decision from Sony, where they said, "Get away from this shit. This guy is dragging up everything." I mean, the guy he did good. Let me just say he did good because he was like, "You stole Red War. You stole Curse of Osiris."
Stuff that we don't have
Now
anymore.
the anthology shit. You know what I mean? This could be a situation too where the DCV quite literally fucked Bungie. Because they literally said that
Yeah.
you
Fuck 'em.
you could not access this content, and so they were trying to pull up buy videos, which just ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work. No.
And but then at the same time, I have been told that in your copyright lawsuits, especially with video games, pop up more frequently than you think, and many get thrown out. Like many just hold no weight. So the fact they settled,
It says something.
it says a little bit of something. We don't really, we don't really know, but it says a little bit of something. And what I'm more curious about anything is how much this guy just made. Like, what if he
Never
walked
gonna know
away?
that.
What if he walked away with 10 million?
10 million.
10 million
I
left.
don't think.
You didn't walk
You
away
think
from
10
What
million?
if
That's a
Destiny
lot,
2
though.
players have been paying this guy for the last 5 years instead
Do
of
not put that
to
in
make a
people's heads.
Destiny
10
3?
million though? Nah, that's
He
a
didn't
lot,
make 10
dude.
milli. He did not.
I don't think he made 10 mil, but I think he made.
less. This
pretty
is
good,
This
though.
is the case that's presented. You, big corporation, Bungie, you took my story, okay? You made hundreds of millions of dollars with my story, all right? What is the potential revenue that I could have made? you took out of my hands, me, this young upcoming writer, whoever the fuck he is, from Louisiana, just trying to make a better life for myself. You see where like, especially having like a jury, how you could present such a case. You see what I mean? And so it's like
they didn't
my
go to
WordPress
trial.
article
exactly.
that's sold for like $3.
But Bungie's fucking looking at it going, God damn, this fucking gets out and we go to actual court and there's a jury here and he resonates with them on a personal level like that. Hey,
that is a good point.
Big corporation, fucking the man, fucking the working man again. You see what I mean?
I'm not going to lie. Bungie having to, like, a Louisiana jury deciding the fate. Yeah. I think Bungie made the right decision here.
Who picks that?
That's all I'm going to say. I think that he probably walked away with, I was going to say like 6 figures. I think he made more than he probably should have. He had a successful, I mean, it might encourage more people to do something like this.
Minimum $1 million. That man
I was going to say about $1 million. I was going to say $1 million. I think $10 million is a lot, though.
It's based
I think
off
10 million's
of
a little high.
when you see $3.6 billion, $3.6 billion. That was
but they reached a compromise. This guy literally, you said he sold 3 copies.
As someone who's actually gone through litigation and has reached certain settlements, I can tell you right now, I go high every time, and it's over just bullshit.
That's how it works.
It's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's been cases I've been a part of. I had no ground to stand on, but I still went high. How high? As high as we can go.
Yeah.
Let's fucking swing, baby, swing.
Both parties go super high and then like with their demands, and then you work down to like what the actual reasonable amount is once you get to the
I just
negotiations.
think this guy's lawyer versus Bungie's legal team reaching a compromise when both are swinging high. I would hope that it swung in Bungie's favor. I would hope, but
I guarantee it did not. It did not. This is but the bad. I truly believe this case would have still gone through and potentially continue to drag out if the plagiarism thing didn't pop up this past summer. This is an optic thing. Got to get away from this. The press looked too bad. You're trying to launch Marathon, and here you are. You're being looked at as the company that steals, the company with no original ideas. And so I think it's an optic.
And then you had the stuff that came out from Destiny, though. Like people that this isn't the first time they copied art, and it's from Destiny as well. Like the space ornament and all that stuff too.
Yeah, but that was like such small, yeah.
But still, it's still copying is copying. It's like stealing is stealing. I still packing gum. You're still stealing something.
But Bungie, for that kind of stuff, they just really just need to do a rev share plan, just like Warframe does with artists in the community.
They have it so well, by the way, too.
Marathon's thing was a much bigger deal. You know what I mean? And so I think it could be an optic thing, but I think the guy walked away with the bag.
I agree with you.
I think he walked away.
I agree with you about the optics, though. Like Bungie should have, if they copied this random man in Louisiana who wrote some book that no one ever read,
and he may be right. I got to read the book.
Right. If they paid, if they copied, they should pay. If they copied, they should have lost. It should have gone to trial. They should have lost. That's not a question here. I didn't think we were discussing that one. Bungie should pay if they sold something, and they should pay a lot.
Who wrote Red War? Who officially at Bungie wrote Red War? We know who wrote Destiny 1.
The art guy.
So who actually wrote Red War and Curse of Osiris?
What year did Red War come out?
2017.
2017, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's definitely, I think it's twofold. One, obviously being optics. Like the last thing you want is just this constant thing going on in the background where it's like, you stole my work, you stole my creative product. No, we didn't. And then just making headlines constantly, especially when he keeps adding new stuff in. The second being is just like, I mean, if he's going to keep dragging this out like over and over again, just throwing more stuff in, then yeah, it's kind of like, get it over with, get it done. The cost of this keep doing this is, it's probably worth to just settle and focus on the next game, the next era of Destiny.
Kind of poetic. We didn't like DCV. Bungie said we had to do it. Get screwed in court because of it.
Listen, I'm happy that my Eververse dollars are going to pay this guy off.
He's Cross's cousin.
And my fucking cousin. I'm gonna read this book, and it better be
I kind of want to read it out too, though.
Red War campaign, Curse of Osiris shit. You know,
I did buy it, so if you want me to like,
you read it.
Loan you the cash.
You bought it? Actually?
Yeah, I bought it a while ago. We were like planning on like covering it in some way.
Okay, have you read it though, or like?
No, I glossed over it. Here's the thing, man. I immediately when I found it, and what was beyond funny to me is I saw the cover of the book and I started laughing my head off because the actual cover art for this WordPress thing is essentially this stock image of like a bunch of stars and like this nebula that I have seen in like my Photoshop window like a bajillion times.
You're saying
over
he
the course
stole cover art?
Yes, like he used just like
make
a
that himself.
blank stock image, like that's just like that's the cover of it. And it's like, dude, I've seen this image, like legit, like I've used it for like overlays for thumbnails, and like it's
Yes.
I couldn't
That's why
believe it.
I'm not trying to be a Bungie glazer here. Like, they should pay if they stole something. All I'm saying is this random man in Louisiana
Like, look,
stole
hold
shit
on.
himself. He did not. Like, I don't think he had a valid case here at all. But we should read the book. We should read the book. Also, Michael Zank was narrative lead in 2016 is when I assume Red War was being developed. So
Somebody hit up Michael. Michael,
Michael,
what were
wanna come on
you, what
podcast?
were you reading?
What's Michael doing right
Yeah.
now? What's Michael doing right now?
2014
No,
to 250.
I looked up nebula, like just the word nebula for the stock image site that I use, and it's like
It came
already
up.
found it.
Hold
like,
up, hold up,
it's
hold up,
right
hold up.
there. It's
Hold up.
so funny.
What's Michael doing right now?
Stock image is free to
I don't
use if you pay for
fucking
the
know.
rights. Yeah, I know.
No, it
He's
is.
the guy.
he
It is
didn't-
free to use. It's just
Yeah.
funny. It's just
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
What if he's the guy?
Michael Zank is still
Book.
writing narratives. He's still a
Okay.
writer, narrative lead. Yeah.
Can you
What's he
imagine
writing?
if it was
Senior
him?
writer at ZeniMax Online Studios.
Elder Scrolls Online?
Is that what ZeniMax is?
I think so, right?
I can look it up.
Uh,
ZeniMax is Elder Scrolls Fallout.
Wow.
Fallout. Interesting.
That's a Red War
then-
campaign, and this guy's saying that shit was stolen from him. What the
Yeah.
fuck? The fuck out of here! I'm gonna read this book, man. I'm gonna read this book.
You're That's what I was trying to
I'd be
say.
careful, Cross. I'm gonna be honest. If this guy's willing to sue Bungie over maybe not copying, I mean, is there anything that we have to worry about if you're
What's he gonna sue me for? Talking shit?
What's he gonna sue you for reading his book?
I don't know, reading the book that's behind a paywall and like distributing it to thousands of people? I don't know.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. I will read it in my own time. He could actually.
Why
Oh,
book
okay.
club?
I will
Yeah,
read
yeah.
it. I will read it in my own time, and then I will have a video on how I feel about the
Well, no,
book.
we'll have a book club.
There you go.
Exactly.
Or a book
Podcast
club.
book club.
Podcast book club.
After the podcast, we'll do a book club.
Jesus.
We'll read it. We'll all buy it, and we'll read it.
All right, everyone's homework
And-
this week is to read
the book.
this book.
the book.
Come back next week.
Can't get sued for shit talking.
But if
But yeah.
it is stolen,
Or if it is similar.
if it is similar, like super similar and
Yeah.
stolen, we need to go check out what old dude's doing at ZeniMax. All right. Somebody find his WordPress account.
check out the lore on Elder Scrolls and
see
and
what's
Fallout.
happening over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he definitely
It'll be
walked
interesting
away
to
with
see
a bag, for sure.
I'm telling you
And
guys,
so-
that man walked away 7 figures minimum. Minimum. You think he's gonna sit there? What is this? You fucking stepped off the sidewalk. Look, no, he ain't gonna just walk away with a couple hundred grand. This man
Why
went
not?
in because it's in relation to the revenue that the game pulled.
I know. I'm just fucking with you. I do think he made a bag for himself. I just don't know if 10 million's what he made.
You know who else made a bag?
That's high.
Arc Raiders. That game is growing.
We're way past that. What thought we do?
No, we're not.
Oh,
No, we skipped over it. What the fuck you talking about?
Oh, okay. My bad.
What the fuck you talking about?
Oh yeah, Arc Raiders is good. Yep, Matriarch's out. You know what
I
I
didn't
don't
play
like
anything
about
about it.
Arc Raiders? The other day, I thirsted a team that that was in the middle of trying to kill the Matriarch, and you know what? People came into the stream and into the YouTube video and tried to make me feel ashamed
Fuck that. No.
For what? For thirsting?
for killing this team that was trying to PvE. So you know what, Arc Raiders community, I will go balls deep on everyone here on out, no matter what, no matter the situation. By the way,
I love going balls deep. Yeah. I've
instantly
seen so
thirst.
many funny tweets. So many funny tweets and like Reddit posts of people who genuinely are upset when they get killed. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they're not joking. They're not joking. They're like, this game is so vicious. People are killing me even when I
Toxic
say not to
community.
kill me. I'm like, what?
the
Toxic
fucking
community
Right,
as
right.
well. It's like
It is kind of funny how the casual fan base of this game is seemingly being the most toxic, but
I mean, sometimes I do feel bad because, like, if I kill a guy in solos and he's like, "Hey, man, I was just trying to do a quest," and I'm like, "Ah, damn." But the reason why I don't trust people is yesterday we were playing the new map, Stella Montes, and there was a guy that we had just wiped a team, but there was one guy left, and he was hiding behind boxes, and he was fighting like hell to stay alive. I mean, fighting like hell. I had to literally shoot him in the toes like 3 different times, and when we finally drop, or no, we were just about to drop him, and he goes, bro, let me go. I have nothing of value. I got just free stuff. Please let me go. And we killed him. And when I
stacked, baby,
he was fucking stacked, bro. He had so much shit. I'm talking about legendary mods and everything on his weapon. This man,
no one who has a free
was
loadout says that.
Stacked, you know. And so anyway, but what I'm saying is like, you can't trust people. You know what I mean? They're fucking hiding that good shit.
If you had a free loadout and you truly didn't have anything, what's okay?
Why would you talk on the mic and say that?
I would talk on the mic. You heard me talk on the mic. I got free shit.
I'm saying most people that I've killed that have that narrative of like, what do you mean? I'm just doing a quest. Everyone's doing a quest. Everyone's got a quest. All right. Everyone's always doing a quest. That's not an excuse. Life's a quest. All right. So I'm gonna kill you. That's it. Like, but yeah, if you say I'm not stacked, I promise you're stacked. If you're trying your hardest to get out of this, you have something that you don't want to lose right now.
That man used every heal he got. I mean, he was doing everything he could to get out of that situation. So, anyways, what I'm saying is like, if you were this nice Arc Raiders player and you were like, oh, okay, man, yeah, go on with just, go home, have fun, be safe. You know what I mean? Sure, you might be able to pat yourself on the back, but what makes you feel better late at night? That pat on the back.
Or that team that took that fucking Venator 4. That's
or that fucking loaded out weapon with them legendary mods. Which you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, which one's gonna stroke you more?
Good.
Yeah.
I got the little pew pew emote, so that when I'm killing them, I can also emote the pew pew thing at them. It feels so good. It feels so good.
Do you know what Arc Raiders made me do? Arc Raiders made me buy a Stream Deck so I could put voice board stuff, like so I could do the open mic and like just say most crazy shit or like the memes that it'll play through the mic and stuff. So
what are you doing?
What
is that?
Did you see the
so I'm using like different soundboards, so like it goes through my mic, so I can pull like certain memes and stuff and music.
Yeah.
Because there was a clip. I don't know if you guys saw Shroud's clip.
Dude, I was about to bring it up.
His first fight, he loses. And then this guy on the open mic plays a mariachi band, and then the two guys are just dancing over their body, like
so good.
And I'm like, dude, that's pretty funny. I gotta do some shit like that.
We've been going. Me and Bombat have been going in duos, and I bring the flute. And I got this from you, Cross. I bring the flute, and I'm like, it's friendship. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna drop it. You play it back to me. Then we team up, and it's friendship. And then it doesn't end very friendly for them. But
that's
it's so
diabolical.
I know.
What do y'all do? Y'all kill them?
Looks like
What
it.
is
Looks
wrong
like
with
that
you?
backstab.
When I talk about killing people, I mean, at least I'm upfront about it. I'm like, hey,
No.
I'm coming to kill you. I don't fucking do some flute truce bullshit, diplomacy, have them damn disarm themselves.
That's a war crime, right?
I was not. Oh, there are war crimes committed.
The flute might as well be the white flag.
Lobbies. But I will say, like, I wasn't toxic at all in games. When I started playing Arc Raiders, I was like, oh, I'll make friends. It'll be friendly. And then you see Benny barking, and I'm like, oh, I gotta bark. You know, like I gotta bark, and I gotta.
What?
Hold on. We got killed yesterday. Benny was like, if you arrest me, I promise I'll be good, or something like that. They were like, bark for me, and Benny was like, he goes, and they arrest him.
That's what you just have to lean into it. I think that's the most fun raids I have, or when you're like, someone's trying to get you to do something so that you can stay alive, or you're trying to get someone else to do something for you so that you keep them alive. Like I think that's my favorite part of the game.
I saw one clip where they did a team wipe, and they went up to him and they offered him a deal. It's like, all right, we'll res you, but you have to choose which of your teammates were like,
yes,
right, yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Love
classic.
that.
Yeah,
classic.
But yeah, my only like thing that's like very off limits is like if you're at the extract point and you don't have like you're going out and you don't even have enough time to loot the body, but you like kill someone who's down just so that they can't get the stuff. Like that's kind of a jerk move. I'm like, all right, like I could see being mad at that.
No, I love that. They're the ones that
really?
Yeah, dude. Oh, I have no
even
mercy
if you can't
game.
get anything out of
mercy.
it.
No mercy in this game, because there was a guy I was extracting solo and he comes in, I'm friendly, and shoots me right in the fucking back. That's the moment I lost faith in this game.
No, it just takes one.
You're continuing the cycle of hatred. Is
I
what
will
I'm
continue
saying.
the cycle of hatred. Oh, we're extracting. They start
Didn't
typing.
learn anything from Naruto. That's why this man likes one Piece.
And if I could, I will finish them and then extract.
Yeah.
So they can't even walk out with me.
I just think the people who are really, really, really upset online of like, this community's so toxic, everyone's so mean. People have done the same thing to me. People have been like, you want me to defib you? We can hold hands. And then they kill me again when they defib me. Like, it's literally been the same thing that happens to me. I don't care. You're playing an extraction shooter. You can't have gear attachment and you're going to lose your shit if you get shit on. Like, that's kind of just what happens. So it's always a game of, do I trust? Do I not trust? You know, do I shoot on sight? Do I not? That's kind of the replayability of it, is like, yeah, sometimes you're just going to lose everything and you got to go back in and get it again. So yeah, there's been so much commentary of like, this game is not friendly anymore.
I think it's the most friendly extraction shooter though. Like I think it's the most, and honestly, it makes me wish we had more voice comms, like even inside like Destiny. Like I have just kind of grown accustomed to hitting the mic and immediately talking to someone, you know what I mean? But I don't know how good Destiny would be, because in Arc Raiders, you have that fear factor. You know what I mean? If you just had open comms and like the EDZ and everybody's running around the EDZ, people would just run around talking shit all the time. You know what I mean? Or blaring stuff. And whereas in Arc Raiders, that person can kill you, you know? Mm-hmm. So Bungie should just add PvP to all of their zones. That's the solution alongside proxy chat.
You'd go back to Neomuna if you could shoot people on Neomuna.
I fucking would.
Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We're trying to put extraction and everything, but
take that shit. Oh, did you just get a god roll? It's my god roll.
It's mine.
Yeah. Not gonna happen. But no, Arc Raiders has been great. I've enjoyed it. I have an option right now to play either Arc Raiders or Tarkov, and I'm actually thinking about going to go play Arc Raiders instead. Unless if you want to team up right now. But I think the game has done a lot of great things, and they've added like, the new event this past week, the unlocking of the new map. I'm seeing so many parallels between what Arc Raiders is doing, what Helldivers has done, and we'll see. We'll see how this I'm curious to see what Tarkov's numbers are going to be over the next, couple weeks.
Yeah. I do think that player count number, I'm interested too, because I've been playing the shit out of Arc Raiders. I really like extraction shooters. I've learned, like, I haven't really played one. And
don't want to do Tarkov tomorrow?
I'm down. I really am.
I gotta put the Christmas tree up tomorrow.
Put it up night. Put it up in the morning. Put it up.
How long? Bitch. Yeah. How long that take?
Put all that shit up.
We go all out for that shit. We don't just put every little thing. We go all out.
Merry Christmas and all. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like, then play Tarkov with us. I just think that my point was like the player count was really, really, really high. And then people are starting to complain like it's getting less friendly. People are shooting on sight. I'm getting frustrated. I wonder over time, just naturally as people get better gear and are more likely to shoot on sight because they know they can win, will the player count sort of stabilize at a much lower number, just because those casual people, like the game is pretty casual in solos, but if solos gets more toxic, aka people are just playing a PvP game, will people leave? I'm interested in seeing that number over time.
Potentially. I mean, it just comes down to the content rollout. How much content did they have that's going to roll out over? It's next year, and I think Arc Raider does a really good job of having appealing content for really solo players who can work their way up to trios or duos. That's a little bit sweatier, and so I still find that my experience in solos is pretty fair. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like an entire lobby, I make it one, maybe two people that I have to like actually talk my way out of fighting or just getting into a gunfight. And but for the most part, I think solos is still pretty friendly.
I kind of like it in the solos when there's one or two people who are just like, they're killing everybody, because you can get some really interesting engagements where a couple solos team up to try and take out the one guy who's killing. I think it's really interesting.
No such thing as friendliness in Tarkov though. Yeah. So
I've gotten to the point where I don't care about keeping loot. I take everything in there. Like I'll do a free loadout, everything. But like I see a lot of people that are just keeping all their stuff, aka the guy to my right, to my left, depending on how you see it.
Is your stash everything? It doesn't you won't bring in.
Yeah, that's his stash. It annoys me because I wish I had all that shit because I'm using it. But here we are.
Damn right.
I do want to take a moment to talk about one of the things that I loved the most from their recent update was that their reduction of the store prices. That was my one complaint coming out of the playtesting, because back in like the early playtests, there was many ways you could earn the premium currency through level ups, through other stuff like the trials system. But now in the recent stuff, they don't have any of those other extra means. Like if you bought the deluxe version, you got some extra currency, and then from the Raider deck. But lowering the store prices was like a big sticking point for me. Like I already loved the game, but with the prices being a little bit more fair, because my major concern was that you do the Raider deck and you like can't even buy anything because it's only 500, and it's kind of annoying. Like you can't even buy like one full set at that price. And so now that things are being lowered, huge fan. If they add more of those systems to earn it, especially if it's tied to the Expedition product system, I'm like perfect game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So game of the year, better than Expedition 33?
I am going
What
to
is
be
y'all's
playing
take on
through.
that?
I have not finished, but yes, this is a good question. There are many
E33
people
or
talking
Arc?
about.
Oh, Expedition 33 for sure. It's just too incredible of a game. And I understand the thought process on it, where it's single player games always tend to win versus multiplayer games. But multiplayer games are one dimensional
What if they're just
for the
fewer-
most part, and also with one intention in mind, which is kind of to make money. You know, it's not really meant to deliver this, you know, crazy player experience that's, you know, stokes the emotions that something like Expedition 33 stokes, you know. So
I think the problem with that topic is they don't really put a real big emphasis on multiplayer game of the year. I think that's the biggest problem.
you think that should be its own? Is it its own
It should-
category?
Game of the year.
It's its own
multiplayer.
thing, but it's not really talked
It's
about
not really
that
talked
much.
about. Yeah.
Like it needs to be like they need to hype it up like alongside of regular game of the year, or maybe like a notch below it. But right now, when they talk
didn't
about
even know it
multiplayer game,
existed.
it's a quick thing. It's one of those. It doesn't take like its own
Oh,
person's
it's
up
not
there and
its own-
speaking. It's one of those
oh.
things that goes by fast.
Yeah.
That you know, but they need to
Fair
make it
point.
like its own thing where it's
If
it
Arc
gets
Raiders
somebody
wins
up
it this
there on
year,
the
it will be
stage.
bigger. I think the people going on stage depends on the game that's winning as well. Like the people
But
that
what-
are organizing the award show.
What is no longer qualified to on that one? Like, for instance, could Fortnite win it multiple years in a row? Or is it just multiplayer games for that given
That year that drop, I think.
Okay.
I mean,
they
they'll
did-
be supporting or something. I don't know.
I gotta say this though. There's just so many shitty, just like
Multiplayer games, yeah.
or just multiplayer games just don't hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not saying that it isn't that way for single, but single stories is like, you know, I don't know. There's and not even single stories. There's just like one-off games that are just like really, really fun that are memorable. But there's just a lot of multiplayer games that they just don't nail it, man.
Or they're the same thing every year. You get Call of Duty every year, stuff like that. So
I've been seeing some of the reactions to like the Black Ops 7 campaign, and they don't seem very positive. But I mean,
The thing
I'm
is,
so confused on that game.
I
I
think
don't know
that was
anymore.
kind of destined to happen no matter what the campaign was. honestly.
I don't think a campaign would have said. I think Call of Duty has just kind of run its course for me. It's launching right now. When if we weren't playing Arc Raiders, I actually really enjoyed RedSec and Battlefield.
Battlefield 6?
Yeah, man, I was having a great time. And so,
Fun.
and it's a good chance I'm probably still going to go back and dabble in that. So it's just like you got both the Arc Raiders, RedSec, and then I guess for your other hardcore extraction players, Tarkov, which just launched today on Steam. You know what I mean? It's like there's just not enough hours in the day. You know, why would I play Call of Duty right now? I don't know what's its numbers looking like. I would assume pretty low Steam chart numbers.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, I think it's like 70K yesterday.
Damn, that's its
is.
On
highest
its
peak.
release.
90.
I think it was
90K right now.
90K, okay.
So it's increased. It's at its peak right now.
Yeah. It's weekend. Makes sense.
So yeah.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
That's bad. That's really bad for new Call of Duty game as well.
Oh, Jesus. On Steam, yeah, I know, guys, but that's not good.
It is a more console game though, no?
Well, people
It
can
is.
make that call for so many, like people, you know what I mean? People make that call for so many things. I'm sure Microsoft is looking at that after they just dropped $50 billion. They're probably looking at that going, damn, did we overpay? Granted, I know that's for everything within Activision, but Call of Duty was a big piece of that.
Arc Raiders
Yeah.
threw a wrench in every multiplayer games.
Oh, that is Steam.
Plans.
That's right. COD's also on BNet. Oh, that's right.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
90K
I'd-
just on Steam.
Yeah.
I'd still make the
I
argument
will
that
say-
just vibes based, like I think it's obvious that more people are playing things like Arc Raiders and BO6.
Well, so I don't know. The Black Ops 6 was last year, right? The launch for Call of Duty game last year was 315K on Steam.
Damn.
Damn.
So 90K on Steam this year.
that's
They
substantial.
pull numbers. If it's 350K on Steam and then their main base is like BattleNet, they were pulling numbers. But this year it's 90K. Actually, yesterday, nope, 90K on Steam.
That's incredible.
That sounds like Destiny, actually, from Final Shape to Edge of Fate. You know what I mean? Actually, a little bit lower.
actually, yeah.
A little bit lower than what we
Lower than Edge of Fate. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's just like, again, same conversation. Whether it's Halo, whether it's Assassin's Creed, or Call of Duty, it's not that I don't find those franchises to have. They obviously gave me great memories, but it's just kind of it's ran its course for me.
Destiny's in that point too, though.
Destiny is just not. You can only okay.
It hasn't been as long as them, but
it hasn't been as long. But Destiny also has like this overarching story that can go in so many different directions. Whereas like the story for Halo concluded for me a long time ago, even before they brought Master Chief back. You know what I mean? It had reached its conclusion for me. The story for Assassin's Creed had reached its conclusion for me when Ezio and his arc was over, you know? And then Call of Duty was just all like, each one was, you know, I know they're all, some of them are connected, and what I actually have not really paid attention that much to the lore of it. And I guess I could be a bit biased here, but I just feel like lore-wise, story-wise, there's a lot that Destiny can still work with. But also more than that, I just don't think Destiny has nailed its complete product that we all wanted to. Like, we still have not reached that level of, hey, here's your true MMO looter shooter experience of loading into a world, seeing a bunch of Guardians, having this huge interactive world bosses, and it being crazy. You know what I mean? Destiny just still hasn't reached that potential for me yet, and maybe it won't.
Yeah.
See, we need the winner. That's what we need.
That'll be fun. I'm excited for that.
All right. That
was good.
GG's, guys. GG's. Let's be playing.
GG's.
Are we doing who's Luke? Are you joining us?
I'm down. I
Who's
gotta
joining
get
us?
some tech stuff set up, so it'll be like probably 30 minutes to an hour
That's
for me.
fine.
But
That's fine. All right.
You want to do duos then?
We could do duos if you want. So let's live one. Join us.
Liv, want to join us?
I cannot.
Okay.
Nope. Maybe later if you're still playing.
Doing Arc Raiders. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
All right, y'all.
GG's, guys.
GG's.
GG's. Have a good night.
GG's.
Later. Bye.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.